Beyond Worldz podcast time. We back. Hi, Stephen.
And I am Beyond Joe. That was such a ghetto intro.
I don't know where it came from.
You even did like the finger guns. I love it. For those listening to us on Spotify, which there are now, fair few, do check out the VOD because you have to see that. You have to see
Dude,
that
I grew up in the ghetto, so it's not like
in the ghetto.
Misrepresenting. I did.
I know. I'm not. Yeah, we've talked about it. You're like you're proper London, like.
Well, yeah, I never really fit in the ghetto. But people just left me alone. That's the weird. Was it ever grungies for you? Is that what you were ever called if you like rock and stuff?
Grunger.
Yeah. It was like leave him alone.
Grebo is the big
he's a
one.
grungy kid. I'm like, oh yeah, cool, whatever. But I'd still go out and play football with them all. So it was, as long as you played football with people, you were fine on the estate. So I'm actually not bad at playing football, but I just don't play it.
Yeah, I was not good at football. Yeah, it didn't end well for me. But I was on an estate. It was just the kids.
I can play. I'm probably nowhere near it. Obviously, anywhere near as good now. But I've played occasionally, every now and then.
Check you out. Yeah, they used to call me the hacker. But, people used to just have cut up ankles, like whatever. I couldn't play. Didn't understand the concept of tackling. You have to hit the ball. I just was like, but it's easier. If they drop faster if I hit them in the ankle. That was genuinely my thought process. I didn't understand. They didn't teach me right. It's their fault.
You wouldn't have survived on us. Although to be fair, we didn't. We played on concrete, so.
Fuck.
Yeah. We didn't do tackling like that, really, unless we broke into the field. But most time we played it, we didn't have goals in the field, so most time we played the pitch. And we got kicked out, obviously. But football's not the game we're here to talk about.
No.
We're here to talk about multiple games.
Yeah.
And the full completion of them.
The full completion.
The full completion.
See.
Because that's what they were calling me. Well, that threw me a bit. Yeah, because you decided that you were gonna challenge yourself recently.
Yeah, Platy challenge. I'd been really getting into platinum hunting, and I'd seen online some videos of people who do like the A to Z challenge. So they pick a platinum for each letter of the alphabet, or like how many platinums can I get in a month or in 24 hours and things like this. And my lifestyle didn't really work for any of those things. Like they're all too much. So then I thought, right, I'm just going to change it up. I'm going to do my own thing, chuff it. So I did a 7-day, 9 to 5 while working 9 to 5, 7-day. How many platinums can I get? And that was my little challenge.
Nice. So originally when it started, it was you were going to go for like. I remember you saying it was just you were going to go for 7 over 7 days.
Yeah, that was the original plan. Aim was 7 over 7 days.
Why did 7 feel like the right target to start with?
Just
because it was 1 a day. Was it that?
Yeah. So when I was looking at plats, not just because of 1 a day. The 1 a day was because of the hours. So when I was looking at the sort of platinums, I didn't want to do shovelware. So that was something important about my challenge. So shovelware, I would describe that as like a cookie clicker game, like press X2 plat. They're done normally in 5 to 10 minutes. That's the ones that people generally do within a 24-hour challenge to get like 100 in a day. Didn't want that. I was like, what's the point in doing that? Anyone can do that. So I was looking at like a bit chunkier games. So everything that I aimed at was minimum would be like 3 to 5 hour on PSN profiles, if that makes sense. Yeah. So nothing below. It had to have 5 in the potential hours. Like if you're slow, it has, So I was thinking, right, if I start at 7 o'clock every evening, so I put Bowie's bath time, then that'll take me to midnight. And I was like, I don't really think I want to go up much later than midnight. And then I was like, but then Saturday and Sunday I can do bigger games because I've got the whole days, luckily. But so I just thought, 7, then I can do 2 big games and 5-hour games in the evening.
Okay, cool.
The thought process anyway.
Yeah. So what works in with like you said, with the whole having to work as well.
Yeah.
Still do this. Before starting, how did you plan to balance the challenge with working? Did you have I mean, you sort of already answered a little bit, to be fair, this question. I was just, did you have a strict schedule, or were you gonna like just fit it in where you could? Because like, I know you work from home on a Friday, and
Yeah, so
I know you were gonna stream it all, but
I had to be really strict. So I did not start Monday to Friday, 7 o'clock start. That was the strict. And also I was sharing it to like Insta and the socials and stuff like that. And I wanted to bring in as many people as I could, because another little thing I really wanted to aim for 70 followers, because I'd been around 58 followers on Twitch for a long time, and it was going up and down. But I like once I hit 60, and then I think some bots got deleted and it went back down again. I was like, for some reason, 77 days challenge, it all sort of was going in my head. So I was trying to get people on board as well. And so I was like, right, I'll start at 7. And originally the plan was to go till midnight, 7 till midnight. That didn't end up being the plan. Ended up going 7 till I fall asleep on stream, which was normally between 2 and 3 a.m. Because I just loved it.
Like that, man. Yeah,
I loved it. I got really into it. I had a lot of fun.
Good. Well, I mean, obviously, that's always the important thing. That you had fun at the end of the day. One of the rules that you imposed on yourself was that you couldn't, once you started a game, you couldn't move on to the next one without getting all the platinums. Did that make choosing each new game feel like a little bit of a risk, or were the games like more carefully curated than that, or did you just pick some games that you not like look into getting potentially stuck?
So I looked into the games, and I probably had about 15 to 16 games to pick from. 3 of which were big ones, and I knew they were going to be like my Friday, Saturday, Sunday games. That was set. But the other ones I wasn't certain, and even after Monday they changed. Like, I think I said to you the first one's going to be like a really like easy breezy chilled out one to begin with. I think I said that on the last podcast we did, and I changed my mind and went straight to a Star Wars racing game. Mate, you were there in the first instances of that game, and I instantly pit at my stomach. Like, I struggled. I'd actually loaded the last level by accident, and so that's why I was really struggling. But I thought it was like, this is game over. I fucked it. I get the first game. I can't get past the first level. I'm never. So yeah, and I was constantly scared that I'd made a bad decision. There was a lot of different trophies through different points where I was like, I shouldn't have done this one. I shouldn't have done it. I've made a mistake. But yeah, I managed to, through luck or through determination, get through each of the little hiccups that were along the way. Because there were a couple of hiccups, but they didn't last. So
no, I mean, I saw obviously that Star Wars one. That first one was funny.
Brutal.
Loading in the wrong map. What the fuck's going on, man? Why can't I boost? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. People lapping you. It was good. It was great.
Yeah, it was painful.
I saw one other little meltdown, but we'll get to that one when that game comes up. So I threw a wrench in the works a little bit by challenging you to not just go for 7. 7's fucking shit number to go for. Go for a minimum of 10, and I will gift you 10 Twitch subs. Was that a good motivation, or was that a bit more pressure added?
No, I loved it.
Think? Okay.
Oh, you made it even more fun for me, because it made it like there was no way I wasn't getting 10 after that point. And that's why. I mean, it wasn't good for my health probably, because I think that was the big drive for like, I'm going until I can't go anymore. There was no break. So this is the thing, between 7 and 10, I'd maybe go and grab a coffee, but during those 7 till I fall asleep, I didn't stop. I just kept going and I'd finish a game and be like, right, delete, open, let's go. It was just, one after the other. You didn't get to celebrate. I just was straight to the next. So,
well, that's good. I mean, you were on a time limit, so
very much on a time limit. Yeah.
At the beginning of the week, how confident were you that you would get through it before you started, and then when you started?
So before I started, I was hopeful but nervous, because of like these games where, like, for example, I picked a RoboCop game. Some sites were like, some people were like, oh, I did it in 8 hours, and other people were like, what are you talking about? It took me 35. So there were certain things I was like, I don't know exactly how these are going to go for me. Like, what if I I'm not the most skilled gamer. I'm an average gamer. So I was a bit nervous about how it was going to go. And then after that first hiccup, for the first like 20 minutes, I was like, game over. I can't. What have I done? Game over. But once the week got going, I became maybe a bit overly confident to the point where some games I was like making stupid mistakes, like dying over and over and over again, spending way too much time in one area. So
yeah. Okay. Fair. Well, we'll move on to the games, and I'm just thinking, do I list them all first, or just go through them all the questions? No, fuck it. Let's just go through all the questions. The first game, as you mentioned, was Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. Why did you feel like this was the right game to start the challenge with?
Energetic. I figured this would be an energetic one. Big Star Wars fan. And I thought that maybe there's other Star Wars fans, something to get people in. And yeah, I thought it would be like mid-challenging. So rather than being a game where like a walking simulator style thing where there's no challenge whatsoever, it's just play the game, get the thing. There was like some challenge to it. Like I'd have to lock in slightly. And yeah, so that's why I thought that would be a good one to start with.
Did starting with like a fast-paced game, do you think that helped build your confidence even after that initial little hiccup?
Yeah, especially because of the hiccups. Because there was 2 hiccups in that game. Because there was that right at the start and then right near the end. Because there's like a level, the second to last level in that game or something, where you're in like Cloud City and you're supposed to stay on this rack. And if you fall off the rack, you're basically like instant lose. There's no explanation as to why that will happen. And the amount of times I restarted that, it's probably got to be like 50 plus. I restarted that level just because the first corner is the one that you can fuck it on. And they were long laps. I think it ended up in like 2 to 3 minute laps. And it was just like, oh, it's going to be a 9-minute race. So it's a lot of every time I get back to that start to lap it again. If I don't take it, if I don't do it, it's game over. And yeah, that was a challenge. But it felt good when I was done. It felt really good, and that's the feeling I kind of have missed from video games a little bit. I've forgotten that feeling.
Yeah, that's nice though. Yeah, I mean, Star Wars is always good to go with, and the soundtrack was banging because it was just a John Williams shit all the time, wasn't it? Like
I can't believe that
Episode 1 soundtrack was a banger. I mean, it was all licensed together, I guess. So
yeah, it must have been. But and even because that's a re-release as well, the one I have, it's the physical, so it's not even it's still going. So yeah, I'm surprised.
Yeah,
happily surprised.
We've sort of spoken about a track, and there was that first track that gave you trouble. So I won't include tracks unless there was another one that did give you like particular trouble. But was there any track, racer, or trophy that was particularly hard in this one?
So that was like the second to last map, and it was just that Cloud City. It was just that one really kicked my ass because all the others, so long as you're getting upgrades, I always spent most of my time in first place. It wasn't like, because that's the other thing, you have to win first for the trophy. You have to win first place in every race. Sorry, which by luck I was just aiming for anyway to get the most amount of money to buy stuff with. But yeah, that Cloud City map thing was just. It was cool.
Actually a bit of a skill check.
A complete skill check. Like that's like you need to be good at. Up until that point, I think that was like the last of 4 races or something. And I was like, oh yeah, there's a break. That's how like skill check it was. It's you need to use the break. Yeah. Actually play the game.
That's good though. I mean, for it to like culminate or everything that you've had to do, it does sort of make sense.
It does, yeah. It does make sense.
Yeah. And you did manage to get this one done in the first night. I moved straight. I was asleep by this point, but you moved straight onto Toem, which I know nothing about, and obviously I missed that entire game. So do you want to this isn't one of the questions, but what was Toem?
Okay, so Toem is a game where you're this weird little creature, and you're tasked with going to find Toem, and you don't really know what Toem is. And you're given a camera by your mum or grandma or whatever, and off you go. And you can use this camera to take pictures of things it's like a top-down perspective, sort of like Zelda-like-ish, little, all black and white.
Okay.
It'll take you these pictures, and you're tasked with challenges. So one of the challenges will be find the army marching in a row, and you're like, okay, well, army, you've got to take a picture of some ants.
Okay.
So there's little things
cute.
there. So it's a puzzle game with photography involved, and it was super fun, super chill. I didn't finish that in the first night, so I got a good chunk of it done, and then I only had like an hour the next day to polish.
Okay, yeah, because actually now that you describe it, well, I'm like, I know, I think I did catch that on day 2.
Yeah, it was just the start of day 2, a bit of that. Yeah.
So obviously that was a much more slow-paced and relaxing game. Was that a nice change of pace after doing Star Wars?
Yeah, I think it was a bit of a. It was a bit of an abrupt change because it was then so much slower. But I think it was good, especially that the night of Star Wars. I couldn't. That's why I was like, I'm going to Toem. That's the one we're doing because I needed something more chill. So it was definitely a good pick, and I'm glad I put it in the challenge where I did. And I had people in the chat who'd like played it before and had who really rated it. So that was quite cool as well. So
nice. Yeah. So how did its focus on like exploring and carefully observing your environment fit with the challenge where you were constantly thinking about time?
Yeah, I didn't get to really live in the world because I was just like
rush.
I was taking because with the challenge it's like show me the photo you've taken. So I was taking pictures of everything I could get. So that then when someone would ask me, I already had it. So I'd be like, oh yeah, you want, what do they want? And I'd go through my photos and be like, is this what you want? There was one little challenge in there which was like take a picture of 5 living things, and I did it like 100 times, and it was very specific what it wanted, and that peed me off a bit. And then then I realized that you could do a selfie, so I included myself as one of the 5 things, and then it popped. So
clever.
Yeah,
that's cute. Which then location, character, or photograph was the most memorable? Which or the deciphering what that was?
Yeah, I really liked the city. I thought that was really cool. It was just a really fun environment, and there was cars going around and stuff like this. And that was where I found my first monster. So there's 4 or 5 monsters hidden throughout the game, and I basically saw a sewer lid. I don't know where the turtles live. The sewer lid. Well, everyone knows what I mean. And there was rumbling a bit. And so you've got a tripod in the game. So I set up a tripod and hid behind the corner. Then I looked through the camera that was on the tripod, and this monster just came up. So the monsters won't come up if you're in the way. And I was like, now I get it. And then I was on a monster hunt. So I really liked that first monster I found.
Cute. Awesome. So how, again, this isn't a question relating to the game. How long did that one take you, do you reckon, altogether?
Toem, I think in the end it was only about 3 to 4.
Nice. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Good timing.
Yeah.
And then you moved on to something classic. As soon as that came on and I heard the theme song, I was like, what? Watching. Because we went to Rugrats Adventures in Gameland.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. Which was everything that I'd put in was this is easy game, this is baby game, and it's an NES throwback game. So I love my old school Nintendo and stuff. It was a lot more challenging than I had anticipated, that one.
Yeah, those games were hard. What can you say? Well, not even janky hitboxes. You have to do it all right.
Yeah.
It is a way to do it most of the time. Not all the time, but there's a way to do things.
Yeah.
How
that
successfully
was the game
with the luck?
Yeah, this was the lucky game.
Oh yeah, where you find your little
cheese
thing at the end. Yeah. How did the game recreate the feeling of watching or playing something from the original Rugrats era, do you reckon?
Oh, I'd say 10 out of 10. This is one of the best in terms of design and stuff like that. The gameplay, again, I just wasn't very good at it. And there's lots of bits that just in the end seemed hard for the sake of being hard, but that's NES platformers. But all the enemies, it wasn't oh look, a random bat, or oh look, there's a bird trying to get you. Every enemy was something from the games. And and I really rated that. I thought that was really cool, and the flip between the new design and then the NES design was really good.
That was cool. Yeah.
And same with the music. Like, you could have 8-bit music or like new music. But yeah, I thought it did really well at recreating the feeling of Rugrats.
Good.
Which I love the Rugrats.
You can't not love the Rugrats, man. Did the retro platforming feel like good nostalgic or like a bit dated, do you think?
It felt good until it didn't, if that makes any sense. So I loved it to begin with, and then after a while I just started to get frustrated. But I think that was also because I was aware that it suddenly felt like it was going to take me a lot longer than I thought it would, and this is one of the moments again where I went, oh no, like maybe I've made a bad call here.
Yeah, 'cause even at the beginning, I think when you were like, oh, I've got to get all the cookies, and then you were like, you died quite quickly and lost the cookie, and you're like, nope, restarting, and then it sort of happened again. You're like, oh fuck. But you persevered and you found your cheese, and you did it, and it wasn't a cheese. The game lets you do it. It was a feature.
Bizarre, right? Yeah, really weird.
At this early stage of the challenge, were you already beginning to think that reaching 7 or 10 at this point, even with those little challenges in there, were you thinking that 7 or 10 was going to be possible still?
Yeah, I knew that 7 was happening because I was feeling like I can get 2 done, and so I was feeling really positive about it. And I was like, oh, how far can I take this, to the point where I think that was the day when, actually it was Tuesday during work, when I bought 2 or 3 more games from the PSN store. So that's when I bought like a game called Minute. I bought Artful Escape that on the Tuesday. So I was like, I was adding to my challenge. I was like, oh, let's add some more in. Let's make this harder. What PSN stores have I got? What how long can I? And as well, because I was like, I can stay up late. I can make this work.
Sleepy boy.
Yeah.
He moved on to a game I've heard of but not played. What Remains of Edith Finch.
Good game.
You enjoyed it?
Really enjoyed it. Yeah, it made me do a cry.
Oh,
yeah, I did a cry.
You said something about that.
Yeah.
So these questions are that, again, same as the last lot. I didn't write them; these are GBT'd, but I'm going to ask them, and if I don't have a good response because I don't know much about the game, which member of the Finch family had the most memorable or affecting story for you? I mean, obviously, if one made you cry, then one of them's got to be...
Oh, there's 2 that were really bad. There's one about a baby. And you're in the bathtub playing with some bar toys. You are the bar toy. You're like this frog toy. Do you remember that frog toy that people would have, the wind-up frog? Anyway, you're that, and you're just knocking stuff off. You knock stuff over. And I was like, this is a bit odd. It's a bit weird. And then like mum comes in and is clearly on the phone and starts to like mess around with some stuff, and then gets distracted and goes off again. And my heart sank a bit. And then she then comes back a bit later. You play some like mini game stuff. She comes back again and turns off the water and like undoes the drain. But then you, being a baby, turn it on and block the drain.
Okay.
And then the next thing you're swimming under the water like a mermaid.
Oh.
Yeah, and nothing is ever fully explained other than that you know that every member of the Edith Finch family dies in a tragic way. And it was just really biting. That one was rough, because the minute where I started I was like, wait a minute, but I'm a baby. Oh no. That was rough. That one wasn't even what made me cry though. That just was rough. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that sound... I feel like that should have made just anyone cry.
Yeah, Edith's story was the harshest. That's what I'll say. Edith's story is the brutalist story. That got me.
Oh no.
It's not a happy story at all.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, not every game's going to be, right?
And that's why I said it doesn't have to be.
That Spec Ops The Line game, I always remember, like, you're making doing some horrifying shit. What what was it? You thermite some like regular innocent civilians, and you're like,
Yeah,
you go a bit deranged and end up actually being the bad guy for half the game.
makes sense.
But which section of this game though did you think used its gameplay mechanics to most effectively tell its story?
Oh, there's some really cool bits. There's one where, yeah, the one, and it doesn't really. I didn't fully understand how she died in like this member of the family, but there's one of the one of the Finches is just hungry all the time, and then she talks about becoming a cat and a bird. So you play as a cat, and then you play as a bird, and then you play as like a monster, and you take out some like pirates and stuff like that. And it was just really, I don't know, there was something about it and the gameplay because you're playing as all these different animals, and I hadn't played a game where you're like a tentacle monster before, other than Carrion, but that's a 2D game. And it was just, you eventually come back to yourself, and it's just this big wraparound, and her story was crazy.
Okay,
really good.
Was it difficult to move on after playing such like an emotional game?
Yeah, that was hard, but I fortunately finished it that night. So that was one of the ones where I was like, that was my 3 in one day. So that's where I was like,
yeah, that was you smashed it that day.
Yeah.
So next was The Artful Escape.
Yeah.
So I suppose going from that to that was that the one where you were playing as the musician at the start?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the guitarist.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that quite stylistically was obviously quite different. So that was quite must have been quite a good pick me up. It's a game that was heavily focused on music, visuals, and self-expression. What part of its presentation, made the strongest impression on you?
When you get to dress up. I know that's that's really funny, but like, so there's a point. So the whole way you're trying to find yourself, you're in your uncle's shadow, and the whole thing is like you wanna be you don't want to be him, and you finally get to just like they basically go to an alien world, and she's like, why did you go into my closet, and it's a whole like Walmart, and you get to pick everything that you want to wear. And you get to change every color, everything. And I was like, oh, it's a challenge. I shouldn't be spending too much time. But at the same time, I want to be cool.
Well, it's character creator, man.
Yeah, I think I like was just picked a random hair, took 2 steps forward, and went, no, I can't play with this. I need to go find something else. But that from that moment on as well, it really felt like it was like I had a part of the game, because you obviously could play anything. But that was really cool. And you get to, throughout the game, you make random little decisions. So like it'll be like, where are you from? Like people will be interviewing you, and you've got these random things you can pick. And that's then carried on throughout the rest of the story. So it's like, I was like a warmonger from a city out of the stars near Manchester or something. It was just really, and you could have had like loads of weird stuff. But I was like, fuck it, why don't we go with Manchester? I like that.
Yeah, for sure.
It was cool.
Did it obviously the gameplay was quite simple. Did it allow you to become more absorbed in the experience, or did you want it to be a bit more challenging?
I got really taken out of it because it wasn't challenging at all, and I thought that. So I played this one previously on Xbox on release on Game Pass, and I remembered being so much more involved and having like more of a challenge, but this one was so not challenging, and it was just, it felt more of a walking simulator than Edith Finch, which was just like I know it wasn't that I didn't enjoy it, but I thought I'd really enjoy playing it again because of how much I loved it the first time.
Yeah,
and I don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed the game. Out of all of them, this is probably one that I got the least out of, and maybe because I played it before, but I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. By this point, several games into the challenge, were you still by this point, several games into the challenge, were you still appreciating each game individually, or were they sort of like starting to blend together a bit?
While I was playing them, yes. But then because of the nature of the challenge, the minute I put it down, no. And when I got to some of the later games, I regretted picking them for the reason that I didn't get to fully engross myself in the world like I wish I could.
Yeah.
But not because I liked them so much. So it's this weird situation where it was like, oh god, this is such a good game. I want to do all these side missions, but I don't have to do them for the plats. So on we go.
Yeah, it's completion, but not. It's a different sort of completion, right?
Yeah, I didn't expect that. I thought it would be 100%. Like I've always said, what I like about Platinums is that you have to do everything. So I was a little disappointed in that. That was a great game, not a great Platinum for that reason.
Okay. So next was Full Throttle Remastered.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that doesn't sound like a good name. How did you find the old school adventure game puzzle design? Did it feel rewarding to find solutions, or was it frustrating and completely just?
Yeah, no, needed to rely on a guide 100%, 100% of the time.
Okay.
I really didn't want to, but I don't. It's because it's so old school, and although they have got the new design, some of the stuff is so obtuse. And I'm sure that if you spent long enough in the world, you might stumble across hints and tips and reason. But I didn't have the ability to necessarily do that. And there was things like I had a guide and still I was struggling to do what I had to do, despite it saying word for word what I had to do. And that to me was like, oh, this is really obtuse. Like I can't, it should be straightforward and it's not. Great story and really fun. And I can see why it's so highly praised. But the more I played it, the more I just wanted it to be done.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah.
What do you think of Ben as a protagonist in the game's biker-themed world?
Yeah, that's super cool. And the shocking, the out of nowhere, hover bikes and super sci-fi stuff. And it's apocalyptic. And I was like, oh, I just thought we were a biker gang. Okay. Sort of took me by surprise a bit. But yeah, he's a really cool character. And he's so down to earth and just chill. So he was a good MC.
Sounds like it's got some Gurren Lagann escalation style shit going on.
It could be more. Again, it should be more. But yeah, that's the thing. It dips its toe, but it doesn't give me enough for it to be
doesn't
wild.
Go all the way in. You can't just dip your toe. You got to
it
dive.
Dips it.
Okay. Did following a this isn't a great question, I think, because I think we've covered it because you've spoken about guide. But the question is, did following a trophy guide and watching out for missable interactions affect how much you enjoyed the story?
Without it, I'd have hated it, my experience.
Okay.
So unless again, if it was I have unlimited time to sit down and figure this out, I might have enjoyed the challenge. But again, even when I found out what I had to do, it was so obtuse that I couldn't do it, even though I knew what I was supposed to do. And that for me was a sign of oh, I think this is padded out, hard for the sake of hard, rather than yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Well, we move swiftly on then to Donut Country.
Yeah.
Which that's a better name. That's a better response to the name than the last one.
Yeah.
Donut Country is built around a very simple central mechanic. Did it remain satisfying throughout the game, or did the novelty wear off?
I enjoyed it more the more I played it. Okay. And there was a boss battle right at the end, and I wish there had been so much more of that. That could have done really more of that would have been awesome. But yeah, definitely liked it more.
What do you think of the game's unusual characters and humor?
The humor personally didn't land. I wasn't laughing over it or anything like that.
Okay.
I guess it just didn't. That wasn't for me. But I thought that the gameplay style and the fact that it was a random raccoon. There were little bits the fact that raccoon was obsessed with trash. That was and it took me till the end of the game where I was saying oh, they're collecting trash because they're raccoons, and I was oh, I finally get it. But I'd gone 90% of the story until I finally figured out that's why the raccoons were collecting all the rubbish, because they liked shit. I suppose
you're playing for speed though as well, paying ultimate attention to storylines, and I can imagine you were spamming X through a lot of stuff.
I did in the end, I spammed.
Yeah,
not on every game, but on this one I did in the end because I was whatever, they're just trying to.
And so Donut Country was kind of a special game because that was the original. Well, not original, but that was 7. That was the 7th platinum for the challenge.
Yeah.
which achieved the original goal. And how did you feel after getting this one? Did you click that at the time?
To a degree, because I was like, sweet, I've done that, but that 7 had gone way out of my head at that point.
Yeah,
In
so I
all
guess
honesty,
this was only like Wednesday or Thursday, right?
yeah, Wednesday. I started on Wednesday night, so yeah, Thursday. Yeah, I think. Yeah. That makes it Thursday.
And we then go back to Star Wars for Star Wars Demolition.
Yes. I was nervous about this one. This is another one that was like, it could be really quick, and other people were like, I hate this game. It's bullshit. I can't play it. I don't get it. These old games take practice.
Yeah, there is always that risk with some games that you just like. For me, I don't understand Baldur's Gate 3. I can't play it. Like, I go in and I go to play, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? It literally does not click in my head at all. Can't do it.
You. It might not be me. I've never played it, so
I don't know. Yeah, I might just be dumb. But yeah, it makes me think D&D is probably not for me. I'll listen to it.
I love listening to
it. So after reaching the original target 7, this question doesn't really actually. Maybe continue no, fuck that question. We're just going to go into number 2. How well does the game hold up as both a Star Wars game and a vehicle combat game?
I really liked it. I've never played a vehicular combat game since Twisted Metal on the PS1, and that was like with my uncle. So I've tried like Carmageddon on the N64, which is like you're a vehicle murdering zombies sort of thing. Weird. But for again, this was the one just like, and this is why I was like, just be calm with it, Joe. Because just like with Star Wars Race, the first like 10 minutes, I was like, I fucked up. I can't play. I was just getting murked. But this game has rewind as well, and that was a cheeky thing because, excuse me, I was like, do I use this rewind function to abuse it? Because what I could do is if I died, just rewind and avoid the death. So PS1 classics, if you're playing a PS1 classic on PS Plus, you can rewind at any time. And what I ended up using it for was, and the only time I used it, so I was quite proud, was right at the very end where you had to like do a challenge for getting 29 bot kills in X amount droid kills in like 3 minutes. Yeah, because I had to do 10 every minute, and I was running around trying to do them all. And I would only use it to take me back to to the 3 minute mark, so I didn't have to go through all the loading. But I didn't ever go back to like, I'll go back just 30 seconds and get the last 2 or something like that. So I was like, I made again another little rule for myself. Yeah. I was like, I know it's there, I know it's a function, I'm gonna use it in my own way. But yeah, I really like this game, dude. I really recommend giving it a go if you've got the PS Plus Classics thing. It's a really good crack. Apart from one character sucks because it's the AT and it's too tall, so you can't. Everyone just shoot like ducks under. It's like Odd Job from N64. Like people talk about Goldeneye because that character was shorter, so you can never shoot him in the head. It's like that, but the opposite. He's too tall, so I can't shoot anyone at all. Really fucking annoying. And I didn't get to play as the Rancor. There's a Rancor in it, and I never played as the Rancor, so that sucks. But yeah.
Was that just because of the challenge, or?
Yeah, I guess because I think you can unlock them, but again, this is one of those ones where you don't have to 100% the game. You don't have to unlock any characters. So I didn't unlock him, and I didn't need to, so I didn't bother. I'll go back to it because riding a Rancor, how fucking nuts is that? So cool. And there's one of the characters vehicular combat. It's just Boba Fett. Just Boba Fett. I guess the vehicle is his jetpack.
I was going to say he's got a jetpack, right?
It's just so funny. He's going against these huge things.
Which character or vehicle is what they had driving? Was your favorite throughout or did you play a few different ones?
Yeah, well, so you have to do every single one. You have to play the campaign through once with everyone, and then you have to get. Everyone has like a specific thing they have to do, but there was ones I didn't like, so I didn't like the AT-AT at all. And there was another weird little another general something or other. He sucked, but the one who had like Luke's land speeder, the equivalent of that one was sick. that one was just like standard, really good, really fun. So yeah, I like that.
Cool. And this is then now where we start getting into some of the chunkier games. Because we moved on to The Order, 1886.
Oh, is that when I did The Order? Yeah.
Well, I think so.
Yeah, no, I think it is. Like I'm going through it. I'm like, yeah. God, that's a good game.
Yeah, so that was I think it was like not quite released, but that was very early in PS4's life cycle, wasn't it?
Yeah, I feel like it is. Yeah, right up there with one of the first games, and got really panned as well.
Yeah, I was still just on my 360 at that point, so I didn't. Oh, was I even? Yeah, I was still just 360 boy then. So I didn't really look much into it. No, I just played PS3. I just didn't bother getting PS4 for ages.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I saw the original trailer and that was about it for it. I didn't ever really look much into it because I knew I wasn't going to get PS4 for fucking ages. But apparently it's often criticized for its short length. Did that feel justified, or was the shorter experience work well, or did it like taking the challenge out of account?
Yeah, like 10-hour games. So back in the day, if I'd have spent 50 quid on it, yeah, I'd probably be a bit miffed because there's nothing. Once you've done it, there's no new game plus nothing like that. It's just well done. The game is done. So I think maybe I'd be a bit frustrated, but I got it for like £6 from CEX, so I'm well happy. Do you know what I mean? £6 for a 10-hour game. Yeah, all right. That's like win-win. I think something else, and I don't know if it was part of Christopher Apologies, but something I realized as I was playing it is I thought it was a game about killing werewolves, and later on in the game, vampires turn up, and I was like, "Oh, werewolves and vampires! You kill 15 werewolves in the whole game. The rest of it, you're just killing people." So I was like,
I always thought from that original trailer it was like a supernatural not spooky game, but I thought like you were like when you're called the Order. I thought you were called the Order, and I thought you were like out to. Okay, it might have been like Order 66, right? Is the other thing. But I thought
and you're going out
round
table.
Like, I thought you were supernatural hunters. That's so weird.
Yeah,
is it just like
you are, and you're fighting the werewolves, and they're the big bad, but they're not, because the big bad is actually like within itself and all this stuff, and all you kill is the people who are against you. It's a weird thing. If I'd have bought it, so for what it is, it's great.
What it is now is fine.
Yeah, but if I'd have seen that trailer and spent 50 quid on it, I'd be furious. I'd be livid because I'm like, this isn't what I was sold. I want to be fighting vampires and werewolves. And there is, as I said, there's a trophy for killing 15 werewolves. You get it on the last werewolf kill because that's how many werewolves there are in the game. So, yeah.
Oh, that's annoying. So after it's not a new game, and I feel like early PS4 games, but if you compare to like the retro games that you've played, you're playing a retro game on purpose. So the graphics and visuals are graphics, right? Graphics and audio don't matter so much because you know it's not going to be as good. What most impressed you about the visuals in this, or the opposite of that? Can't think of
the whole thing was really impressive to me. There was the odd glitch, so like every now and again your characters would sort of just like fall like a foot, like they'd just been dropped into the scene, and I was like, okay, what the fuck? But PS4 jank, do you know what I mean? Like that, okay, that's nothing that compared to a Fallout game. So I was fine with that, but graphically I was really surprised. I was like games released now that look like this, and you just deal with it.
And you still fall through the floor.
You still fall through the floor. So yeah, I genuinely, other than that gripe I had, which is if I had have been in a different situation, I'd have been frustrated. I'm so shocked by how good this is, especially again how much I'd heard it wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah. So good.
So this was platinum number 9.
Yeah.
At this point, you must have been pretty confident you were going to get 10. So how far did you think you were going to push it?
Honestly, in my head I was like, I could go 14. I can double the original
I
thing.
love it.
I'll
I love
double it.
it.
I'll double
I
it.
love it.
That were, and this is what I say. So, for example, when I was like, there, I maybe should have concentrated a bit more. A lot of time in the order was spent with me replaying a level over and over, for example, because I would die and have to just start from the checkpoint, and it's not like you get anything for that. It's just like all that time was then lost.
Yeah.
And if I'd have not been running guns blazing, like, oh, fun, this is such a fun game, then maybe I could have got a few more games in. Maybe not a few more, but a game in, maybe. But yeah,
I suppose
I
there
got a
would have
bit
been bits
too
like that.
relaxed.
There would have been bits like that across all the games, right? Where for you to like done stuff slightly different, the time saved. But I think this is your first time doing this.
It
right?
is, yeah. It is
Next time,
first time.
maybe next time have a bit not necessarily have a bit more of a plan of action, but for some games have like don't have someone else's ring guide write out what the steps that you want to do to
Yeah.
get the if there's an efficient way to get the platinums, do it that way
Yeah.
instead of I don't know.
Yeah, because that's the next game definitely has one of them.
Yeah, which is good. Moving on to that one, Nicktoons and the Dice of Destiny.
Yeah.
Do you play an ARPG, baby ARPGs?
Yeah.
I loved it. It was great.
It was really great.
This was a game that took you to the target of 10. How did it feel knowing that once you'd finished this, you'd once one beaten my challenge and two hit like double-digit plats for yours?
I was super excited, and I was also really excited because, and you shouldn't maybe forward think so much, but I was so excited to go on to the next game as well because that was the game I'd wanted to play most out of the whole challenge, the following game. So this one, I was just like, oh, it's a baby game for babies. It's gonna be a joke. It's gonna be so easy. I'm just gonna do it with my eyes closed. And for the majority, it was. Yeah. And I had a lot of fun with it for the majority. Some of the trophies were glitched. I will say that there's definitely some glitches in there with like so you have to get a certain amount of kills with certain weapons and stuff like that. And one of them, I swear, I'd like kill 5 things and it would be like, "Pring, well done." I'd be like, what? Like, definitely didn't kill 50 things there. And likewise, others, I spent like 3 hours with one like character just being like, "What the fuck? Where is this gonna pop?" And then it just would. And I'd be like, "Oh, okay, weird." If you say so.
Okay. Oh, that's a bit annoying then.
Yeah.
How much of your enjoyment of the game came from the nostalgia of the characters? Because a lot of them were very, I think they were like our generation and just post it.
Oh yeah, I didn't know most of them, if I'm honest.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So for me, I knew like 50% maybe, because some of them, and I think it was a weird choice of some of them. So like from the Rugrats, they didn't have any of the original Rugrats. They had Susie Carmichael, who was like introduced as like an additional character halfway through because they wanted diversity within the Rugrats, which is fine. I'm not anti that. I'm just like, that wasn't my, and again, that's fine, but wasn't the Rugrats. I grew up with the 5 originals.
Yeah, you didn't have to put in one of the like, you didn't have to put in Tommy or Chucky. You
could
put in like Phil or Lil.
Yeah. They could have, and Tommy was there. That was the even most annoying thing, just as an NPC, and it was really well voiced as well. I was like, oh, you're doing so cool, little knight character. And then there was I still don't know my favorite character. I still don't know what she's from. So called like My Life as a Teenage Robot. What the? Have you ever heard of My Life as a Teenage Robot? A Nickelodeon channel. If anyone has heard of that in the chat, let us know.
That's going to be one of their Mandela effect ones. That didn't happen in our timeline.
No, it definitely didn't, man. I've never seen a little blue robot girl.
That one's been bought in. That one's new. Yeah, no. 10 years ago, that character wasn't in that. When did the game release? Not 10 years ago.
This game released last year.
Okay, so 4 years ago, if this game had come out
this year,
that character would have been out in it.
Yeah, it's before the universe flip.
This was one of the games that you had a little meltdown on.
Two meltdowns. Meltdowns.
I only saw one of them. I saw the one. I think it might have been for the final trophy,
Oh,
doing
okay,
the
yeah. So there was that
challenges.
one. So this is it. So before that one, I had spent probably about 2 to 3 hours on one area because no matter what I did with it, I would just always. It was the fire level, and there's like loads of stuff that's like doing fire damage over time and stuff like this. And if you weren't paying attention to your health, constantly staring at your health bar, you could just get burn damage and then you'd die and then you start
Yeah.
again. So that drove me mad. When you die, you don't get all your health potions back. So then you've got a reduced amount of health potions. So you've got less chance to heal for the next run.
Okay.
So it was just, I spent so many times on that fire level. And then when I actually did it, I realized that for about 90% of the runs, I'd been probably 2 feet from the end. And I'd been focusing so hard on killing enemies because I thought there was so much more of the level left. When if I'd have just walked one screen forward, I'd have finished it. So that was
That's...
yeah, and it was probably maybe a 20-minute set of levels that I spent probably about 3 hours on. So that was and to me that's another game. So I was really frustrated about that.
Yeah.
And then the last platinum. There was a trophy for getting challenge towers as you play the game. Challenge towers, these random towers, they roll a dice and you have to do something random within the setting, like avoid lasers, do this, do that while killing enemies. And halfway through, I was like, these are boring. Then they're relatively challenging. I can't bother. I'm not gonna do them anymore. I forgot there was a trophy for doing a set amount for doing 50 of them. Now I've said this 1,000 times while I was playing, but there are 27 levels in the game, which means in base game, if you die, they don't count. So if you don't replay any levels, and why would you replay a level if you don't die? I guess to level up, but I'm playing all the games on hardest anyways. You've still got then a minimum of 23 runs you have to do at the end to get it.
Yeah,
and I'd stopped halfway through as well. So
yeah.
I was fucking livid.
It was so funny, man. There was one part where you were going on about how long you've done it, and I think you said I've been doing this for 26 minutes, and you were moaning, and then I kid you not, 6 minutes later, it was once you hit 36 minutes or 37 minutes. You said the exact same set of shit. I had to pause Path of Exile and start cracking up.
It was a 2-minute level. The level took 2 minutes, and I had to do it. Obviously, a 2-minute level, doing it 40 times. That's a lot. That's a lot of time. But you don't think it. I'm like, oh, it's a 2-minute level. It won't take any time. It's so much time. So much time doing nothing.
It cracks me up because that's just basically what you do on RuneScape. I was like, oh man, this is nothing, bro. But yeah, I mean that's my complete different gamer experience. Like repetitive grinding of the same thing over and over again is like, oh yeah, give me that.
But all I was getting was the trophy, and I get all I was getting. I was quite happy with the fact I was getting a trophy, but the frustration of I could have done this differently. Why would they make the trophy so obtuse when it then means you're going to spend hours doing it? I actually
disagree with you on that one. Because you went in and threw the game on hardest, on the hard mode, on nearly every level, right?
We have to do it for a trophy.
Yeah. No. That's not how the game's intended to be played, though, right?
Fair.
So
okay,
you would go through on, say, normal, doing challenges as you go.
Yeah.
You do, say, 20 odd of them. And then you're like, oh, shit, I got to do hardest. If you want to do, even if you want to do it, you would do it that way. If you're speed blitzing the trophies, it's probably a bit of a pain in the ass. But if you're playing the game as intended, I think it does.
Yeah, work. I didn't think it that way. You're right, because although there's 27 levels, there's 3 difficulties for each level.
Yeah.
So that would then be triple digits. So that would be why there's 50. Yeah, I was so frustrated that did not come into my mind. I was just pissed.
Yeah,
but I was very surprised. I was surprised when the trophy dropped as well. I remember I had a little thing tally down, and I'd write every time. I was like, well, okay, now I'm at 37, now I'm at 40. And that popped, in my opinion, early, which I was fine about. And it surprised me, and I just started laughing. I was so happy.
I remember
happy.
After seeing you from the Moni bit to that, I was like, yeah, go on, Joe.
Fucking game.
And this next question is nonsense because we all know, well, we both know that the next game that you played was the one that you were really wanting to play, so I'm not going to ask that one either. And that was RoboCop, Rogue City.
Such a
So
fucking good game.
I'm gonna let you do what you did on stream and just RoboCop, bro. You like it? Tell the people.
Yeah, so like I've
I
always
haven't
loved
missed it.
RoboCop. I love the movie. I love 80s action films. The music is top. RoboCop has such a funny sense of humor because that's where the phrase "I'd buy that for $1" comes from because it's just stupid corpo nonsense and yeah, at the same time, insanely gory and horrific. And it's just such a good blend of everything. The first RoboCop film is phenomenal to me, and this was that film in a game. It felt so good to play as a tank. It felt so good to shoot these enemies and to just walk through like while the music is blaring. It's the RoboCop's theme, and I just constantly felt like I was in complete control. And there was always a little bit of challenge, not but never so much that I was like, "Oh, RoboCop's this weak character," sort of thing. And yeah, some of the stuff the enemies would come out with. One of them that cracked me up the most, and I was telling someone at work about it, is I went up to a roof. There was no reason to go up to this roof. When I got up there, I realized there was no reason. There was just one bloke, and I walked up to him, and he goes, "See that guy down there? He's a dick." That was it. That was all he did. There's nothing else there. And I was just like, oh, okay, yeah. And it's like it was the comedy before like Rick and Morty and all this stuff, and it was just to me it was stellar. And that's the game that I was gutted that I didn't have to do every side mission. I didn't have to see everything. I didn't have to do it all because I wanted to, and I was nervous that if I did it, because this is the game that's 8 or 35, and I was like, I don't know what that means. I don't know what if I, and I did start doing some side missions that I didn't have to, and they weren't slow, they weren't quick. Do you know what I mean? They were really good, fleshed out stuff. But yeah, and the trophies were really good as well. They were, other than the trophies that they had, were really good as well. I do think it was a silly thing not to. I mean, do every side quest. That's a standard trophy in like every game, and yeah, then it wouldn't have been in my challenge. But I just think, yeah, I don't know. Great game. Recommend it to anyone.
It did look fun. Just picking up shit and throwing it and stuff.
Oh my god, yeah! When I realized you could do that,
the RoboCop gun was always a banger gun as well.
When I found a way to glitch the gun to just have infinite fire, and it wasn't glitch. It was like within the game you can get these PC boards. Anyway, and you can mod them up. And I managed to get a mod where it was infinite ammo and infinite firing, and I was like, yeah. And so just the whole time, I felt like a god.
Yes. Starting a larger game then, like RoboCop, so late in the challenge, seems like it could have been a major risk. Like even without the side missions. So I guess maybe this isn't a great question, to be honest. Just thinking about
it. But no, but it was risky, and it did make me nervous. Yeah. And the reason why I felt extra safe with it was because I had it in the bag at this point.
Yeah,
I knew that I'd reached your goal, I'd reached my original goal, and I was like, let's just enjoy this game. But there is also that thing in the back of my mind, which was just like, play more games.
Yeah.
If you do go quick, you could do another one. Which you know, you could. So.
With the challenge nearly at the end, were you still taking? Oh no, you weren't. You still sort of speeded through, right? But you did some side missions.
Yeah, I got a little bit distracted.
Was there a point where a point in the game then where you decided, no, I'm just gonna bang it out?
Yeah, it was about when I realized there's 22 missions. I think I was on mission 5, and I was like halfway through the day, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm mainlining it. And the thing is, though, they went so quick. I swear some of those missions were like 5 minutes because it was a weird way of pacing, but it worked.
But then some of them probably were chunkier, though, right?
Yeah, some of them really long, but such a good game. So much so, I just have to say, this is the sequel. I picked this up off Amazon as a little gift to myself for finishing the challenge. So,
so we then move on to the last game, which is Thank Goodness You're Here.
Oh, what?
I was so weirded out when you started playing that. I had no fucking clue what was going on during the whole thing. Why did you choose that one?
I'd been wanting to play this for a long, long time, and I thought it'd be a really nice palate cleanser. And I'd been nervous because I didn't know how long it was going to take me. Because after Full Throttle, this is another sort of a little bit of a point and click, less like Full Throttle, where you pick up items and stuff, and more where you interact with an environment, and the more you interact in different ways. Because all you do as a character is slap things. But if you do it multiple times, if you do it in different ways, it can change how the game plays. So after my experience for Full Throttle, I was a bit worried about it, and I'm just happy to say that this is like 100 times better than Full Throttle. And I being a British guy with Northern family, I can't describe how just phenomenally funny. I've never played something so funny ever in my life. I've never laughed like this at a video game. I don't remember I've laughed like this at anything. It was so funny to me.
Good. It actually which leads on to the next question. Did its chaotic British humor give you a final burst of energy? Were you like exhausted from gaming so much over the last 7 days?
No, it did the opposite. And I think I joked on stream. I was like, I kind of don't want to stop. I kind of want to do this again tomorrow. I kind of want to just keep going. If I didn't like my testicles or married life, I'd 100% just keep going. But I've grown accustomed to them. I've had them for the 37 odd years, and my wife's pretty sound, so I didn't want to lose either. So
cool.
I knew I had to stop. But
you do the 7 days,
the whole week, man, and then a weekend. So
and go away for the weekend, so you could. Well, I don't know. She went away so you could play games, or she went away and you were like, yes, I can play games.
I was going to play games, so she went away. Okay, so it was like the third option. Yeah.
What was going through your mind then when that final 12th trophy popped?
Yeah, excitement. But do you know what? And this is where the sick part of my brain is, because I don't know if you were.
What was that?
I went straight on to another one.
Yeah,
I was like,
you were like,
but I could do one more.
You went on to something, and then you were like, oh man, no, I want to enjoy this one, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you're like,
yeah.
Oh, we can go on to something else. Oh wait, no, I can't, because the self-imposed rules of the challenge.
Yeah.
I move on.
I blocked myself. Yeah.
Yeah. It sort of feels like unintentional self-sabotage, but intentional. Like, I feel like your brain did it. Like
maybe.
You're like, I'm going to put this game in, and then it started. Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe your brain is just so much video games. Yeah,
I was tired.
That must have been proper mentally exhausting.
Well, I woke up on Sunday after playing the full day on Saturday, and because of how my chair is, and I'd had my arms up like on my armrests. And when I woke up on Sunday, I felt like a bird. I couldn't like put my arms down properly. It felt really weird because I've been up like this all day. And I was like, I don't feel very well. I don't feel shit. I'm okay. Well, it's 9 o'clock. Back on it. So yeah, that was
gaming injuries.
Yeah, that's the joke of it, right?
Oh dear. So looking back across the entire week, which platinum are you most proud of, and which game came closest to making you regret the rule that you couldn't move on until it was
Nicktoons, 100% the rule. What's I most proud of? It might be Nicktoons as well, for just doing the carrying on and not rage quitting, and just because that was the one where a lot of people would just be like, why would I do this? And I can see why people would drop that plat. Like if you're just a regular player not going for platinums, that could be the thing that stops it. But yeah, also the one that I wish I'd dropped, but not the best or the most enjoyable. But
but just for the perseverance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
I mean, I already know that you will be doing this challenge again.
Yeah.
What will you be changing next time? Will it be like the number of games, the time limit, or the rules? And obviously, we'll discuss a reward if you can meet my version of the challenge.
Well, I already have the game. I've already got some of the games lined up, so I'm thinking I might go for some. I might this time potentially go for less but bigger.
Yeah.
So not focus so much necessarily on the amount, but more on like the more challenging, slightly larger titles. Because the next one's the horror week, and again from scratch. But there's some games I'm looking into they're a bit more challenging because they're horror games and they're a bit longer. But I've also got a day, for example, that I'm sort of looking at where they're 1 to 2 hour games, where they're just like horror experiences. So that could like up the numbers, but it's
okay.
I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And then one for Christmas as well in December.
And there'll be the Souls-like challenge or the spinny wheel challenge.
Yeah, so that we'd sort of discussed. That's going to be my 100 followers on Twitch. So I'd say I did make the 70. That was thanks to a group called the Fireflies. There's an amazing streamer called Starfire, and she rallied her followers to get me my 70. So I hit that very last thing playing Thank Goodness You're Here. So I was very grateful about that. And so when I get 100, that's when things are next going to go a bit wild. So yeah, not in a good way for me.
We shall watch your career with great interest. That's the quote. I think I got it. Maybe not quite as sinister. That was a bit weird, but you know what I'm going for.
I get you.
Cool. I mean, that's the end of my questions.
No, thanks, man.
I think you did a cracking job. That day that I woke up and was like, you've done 3 in the night. I was like, oh shit, I'm actually gonna have to gift him 10 subs, aren't I? Like, I was fully prepared to anyway. Yeah, of course.
Cool.
I said I
really appreciate
to be fair,
you for that.
I said 1 per trophy, so I think I still only owe you 1. But
no, because you did.
I did give you the bits, so
you already sub. So number 1, you already sub, and then
10,
you gave
10 gifted subs. I said I
gave
give you a
one
gifted
as well.
sub per. Yeah, I gave Crack one because it's Crack.
Yeah. But and then thanks for this. Thanks for the chat. It's been awesome, man. I love chatting about it, and I'm really excited. I definitely feel like I finally got that niche of not niche, but I've got my little thing in my channel now, where I am just getting on my platinum hunts, and I'm super excited to play some more. So
good, nice,
onward and upward.
Excellent. I mean, there's not much more to say then.
No, we'll end it there.
Yeah. Thanks for joining. I've been Stephen.
And I've been Beyond Joe. And thank you for joining us.
That was a lot of Worldz, bro.
I can't
remember all of those. But that was a lot. Good job. Good job.